Friends who are online. We are gathered here today to remember somebody very important. So part of the year that now, especially together, and to remember what it means to be look for prayer, focus on His presence in our midst. Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, thank you for your presence everywhere, and especially we come to you with gratitude, remembering the life and work of our brother David. We thank you, Lord, for his contribution on our life and the influence he has had on us. Lord, we remember with gratitude his sacrificial living, setting an example before us of living frugal and simple life. He left his country and family and came to us and lived here. He taught our children, he helped them to do history in their own context and to achieve great things in life. He formed their mind, he formed their values, and he taught truthfully and faithfully that the young mind needed here and to grasp. Thank you for his life, in which till the end he pursued intellectual activity, that he worked for this college and he was writing a book. He studied every character who were associated in this endeavor of writing the book. As we see his study table, we remember how hard he worked at this project. The collection of art with precise detail, that a work that but he has left us this that we need to Lord, we thank you for all that is done.
It's been a year now since we lost Dr. E.U.Baker. College is much better with his absence. But I must also hasten to say that college is richer of what he has given college. Generations of young men and women have learned from him. And it is impossible to actually measure what and how much given these generations. We are going through in college right now a period of preparation for something which happens once in 5 years. It's the NAC accreditation. And there are several documents that we put together. And I have to go through these documents, sign each one of them. And when I look at these documents, one of the things which strikes me is the values that college has given to everybody who passes through college, be they faculty members, be they students, or be they not teachers. All of them have gained from college. When I think of Dr. Baker, one of the things that strikes me, and I've known him since the 90s, is the fact that he gave college and he gave values. He not only taught his students, but he also gave them values which they treasure and they carry with them all their life. Each one of us know what Dr. Baker meant for us. And the nice thing about him was that his relationships were personal. He had a one-to-one relationship with everybody, whether they were resident students in the block, or whether they were students in the classroom, whether they were colleagues, or whether they were friends, students turned friends after so many. His relationship was a one-to-one relationship. And each one of us, we will carry the happy memories and the values that on behalf of college, I'm very grateful to God for the life of Dr. Baker. He has made each one of us rich in so many ways. And the 2 or 3 speakers who will come after me, they will also talk about what Dr. Baker meant. With these few words, I would like to invite a young lady, a student of Dr. Baker's. She was quite close to him, and she is currently now at the University College London, and she would like to say a few words. Her name is Arundhati, and Arundhati, may I request you to step forward and share your thoughts and what you have done to make life.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Principal Sir for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts today. I feel really honored in doing so. As we come together to remember and celebrate the life of Dr. Baker, it takes me back to the same day a year ago. It was around 8:30 in the morning when I had reached college on 23rd of August. And this was completely incidental because going to college had turned not being normal since the pandemic hit. As I went inside and waited in the main corridor for the office to open so that I could collect my official transcripts, I met, greeted, and had conversations with some non-teaching staff members. That is when I got to know that Baker Sir is no more. Suddenly, the immense joy of coming to college after quite some time turned into a feeling of misery. It felt like something significant had suddenly gone missing. As people came into the college office, everyone got the news, and I could experience how fast the feeling of dejection spread. Notifications started coming from social media apps, and there was outpouring of messages of condolences, love, affection from everyone who knew Baker Sir, which is a pool of people across generations. As I kept reading the messages posted, I myself took a trip down my memory lane. It took me back to my first year in college, that is 2015. Almost every day while leaving from the college hall after the morning assembly, I would see Baker Sir there. Then I did not know him. I was a physics student, and he used to sit at the very far end of the hall on the right-hand side, probably with my batchmates from the mathematics department. But he was regular, much more punctual than us, and often among the last ones to leave the hall. And this continued even when I was in second year or third year. If I had a free slot in the morning and I sneaked into the hall from the back end, I would find Sir sitting right at the corner. I've also seen him sometimes turn off the fans on the side during the summer. And this observation was my earliest source in eventually getting to know more and more about Baker Sir over the next few years. When I came into residence, I would often find Sir walking into or out of the college mess. Sometimes I would see him going out or returning to college, mostly from the MOOC gate, while I would be on my way to or back from the science block. He had certain, he certainly had an aura which I shall find difficult to put in words, but it was such that Sir had been able to touch the lives of many, including myself, who have not even been his direct students, neither in a history class nor as a resident student of Sir's block. I eventually started knowing more about Baker Sir from junior members in his block, non-teaching staff, senior members, and alumni. I heard a lot about his habit of organizing his research work on postcards, the slipping of notes under the door of junior members in residence for either being in breach of discipline or to invite them over for a cup of tea. Likewise, notes being sent to senior members or the principal's office. It intrigued me to know more about someone who left his homeland decades ago, taught and inspired generations, and had so much love for college that he kept serving till the end. For more than a year, I just kept observing. And I'm sure many of us have had similar observations. Even now, if I close my eyes, I can picturize Baker sir coming out of the mess, going towards the walnut knot block. He suddenly stops on the way as he finds a brick which is not in place. He takes the effort to pick it up and places it back to where it belongs. I have even seen him picking up an empty wrapper near the mess lawns and dropping it into the dustbin. And I have witnessed instances wherein Sir came down from the high table to either warn or take away mobile phones from junior members who were continuously using them. These are just some of the very countless observations. We all remember Baker Sir's life to be an epitome of dedication, discipline, and service. He has been an inspiration to many and a bridge between generations. And this motivated me to interact with him whenever I could find an opportunity. One that I cherish till date is when he gave me some time to talk to him in the staff room. I was excited to know more about his journey from him. However, this materialized after putting in a lot of effort to seek an appointment from him. Quite a lot of perseverance. I used to wait for him to come to the mess for meals and request for an appointment while he was on his way back from the mess. In between, he had a fall, and therefore he wasn't coming to the mess for a short while. But finally, after a couple of months, I was given the opportunity. That day, I learned a lot about his life. He had asked me to come to the staff room at 1 p.m. the next day, and I was so delighted. I learned how much he loved college and a lot more. I consider it to be my good fortune that I had this opportunity. Baker sir has truly been an inspiration. This is also the reason why he continues to live on. His memories are still very much alive. But what about the people who have joined or will be joining the Stephanian family, but not have the opportunity to meet or interact with Baker sir? This is how the idea of making a web page dedicated to the life of Baker sir came about, to have a space wherein we can find more about his journey, revisit his articles and poems, refresh our memories with his photographs and videos. It is like a virtual tribute because most of us know so little about him, whose life has so much to teach. I started collecting messages, written messages, or photographs and videos from across social media platforms, seeking permission from everyone to use them on the web page. However, the best place to find information was none other than the archive section in the college library, where Baker sir himself spent long hours over weeks, months, and decades. I'm grateful that Principal Sir allowed me to go through the archives to find any material that we could put up on the webpage so that the life of Dr. Baker can not just inspire generations of Stephanians, but the world at large gets an opportunity to know and learn from his life. It was an effort to not let memories fade away with time and let Baker Sir's life continue to inspire people in the present and future, just like he did in the past. I would like to end my words, and I'm really thankful that I could share these thoughts today.
Thank you, Arundhati. Request you to stay there, Arundhati. Once Mr. Devashish has shared his thought, he will formally launch website, the web page, after which may I request you to please guide us through the web page. And now may I request Devashish to come and share a few words.
Good morning, everybody. As Modi mentioned, now it's a year since we heard the morning with the previous evening, like almost every evening. I used to call him master, but he insisted that I call him. But over a period of time, which we enjoyed between us. Nevertheless, like every evening, the previous call was, I was always worried that he had become increasingly frail over the last few years after an operation. Nevertheless, till 2019, he would still come to visit us in Odisha because of this unique, I don't know, once in a lifetime relationship that we developed from 1984, 85. We got me up to 85. In Guru South, I got coincidentally it was the opposite. So that's how it started. But funny enough, I used to be out of college by cricket. So that particular year, 84, I took by hand. So I couldn't, one season was wasted. But funnily enough, that brought me closer to him. And then subsequently, once I passed out, he would come with us to Odisha to visit me. I didn't want to take out of the life of college because he was, thinking that he was in a full-throated manner. He was never shut away from anything. So even in those vacations, gradually as my family grew, and I can only remember, apart, of course, many things like this. Many people are aware of his idiosyncrasies. We miss them. And we used to laugh about many of these. In fact, many of the people here would be surprised to imagine Dr. Baker rolling on the floor literally laughing. There was a joke, something watched on television about keeping it in the college. Or we say something and he'll roll on the floor and the but his incredible integrity, which came very naturally to him, and his work ethic. These are the things the students will remember, like I do. Apart from that, in fact, he's actually watched me, my life evolving when I started working manufacturing on my own. So every step of the way, he would be there. In fact, one of my is dedicated to his dear father. There's a park in memory of Dr. E.U.Baker, his father, who was, if possible, even more peculiar soul. Because Dr. Baker used to make fun of his father. So, despite whatever has happened and the sad moment that occurred last year, I would like to, as a family, as I said, a unique kind of, because he adopted us and we adopted him. It was like that. And in his later years, he spent about 3 months a year with us. So we made it unique. So everybody has their own experience. For us, it became like that. When remembering that, and he's there on our mind every day. I mean, it's a very, it's an incredible journey for many years now. We fondly remember him. My children, both my daughters are here too. We'd like to very nice. Their service very deep. I will now take this opportunity. I will give this opportunity to formally declare a web page dedicated to the life, work, and memory of Dr. Baker open. Thank you so much.
For somebody who has given his entire life for the college can only be paid by fees. But still, yes, we hope and we are sure that is the stage which will, like his life, inspire.
Arundhati, you want to take us through these pages?
Yes, sir. I would do that. So this is Dr. Baker's webpage. It is appended to the college website. We can visit it by going to www.ststephens.edu/Dr. Baker. And this is the homepage. There is a very short piece about his life here, but the larger aspects are when we go to the tab called His Life. On this page, we have put together a historical timeline consisting of the major landmark events of Baker Sir's life. It has some of the letters that he wrote and the communications that he had with college over the past few decades. in fact, from the beginning of his appointment to the kinds of positions that he eventually held, when he went for his research work and took breaks from college in between, it has all the details up to his retirement. Yeah, I'll just quickly go up. We have also put together some of his educational qualifications and research work, along with some poems that he wrote. And we have them in, so this webpage also has a breadcrumb navigation. If we go up and click on Dr. Baker's name, then it takes us back to the homepage. And here we have Dr. Baker's writings. He wrote this in the Stephania. We had to dig it from the archives, and the poems that he wrote, some of the articles, and we'll definitely update more and more as we find. Then we have a gallery section where we have collected his photographs, not just from students, alumni who have shared, his students basically, but also from different yearbooks and the Stephanian magazines that I could find in the archives. And this page will be always updated. I'll show a section where we can still share our videos or photographs that we have with Sir, or if we want to share any messages, there is a section where we can put those also. It's in the stories. And these are the ones that were collected last year when we had his memorial service. And these are just some of them, which I could find from, let's say, Facebook or any other social media platforms, and people gave me permission to share them on the web page. Yeah, there is a section where we can contribute more, which is this. And we would love if people could share their experiences or their thoughts, or add photos to the gallery, share any loving story that they might want to share. And if you see, then this is made in the form of a postcard, because Sir used to prefer to take notes on postcards. And we have also kept the college stamp here and Sir's photograph here. In fact, these were printed out and distributed last year during the memorial service, and a lot of people did share their messages. We are sure that we'll update them on the webpage eventually. I guess I have covered most of the sections here. It does have the recording of the memorial meeting as well. If you go to the watch recording, you'll find the entire memorial meeting of Dr. Baker that was last year. Yeah. Yes, I would like to request everybody to please contribute more so that we can add to this treasure and it can continue to inspire generations of people, not just Stephanians. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditi. Very grateful to you. Miss Anne Susan Bowens, Faculty Coordinator, Alumni Association, share a few words. Those.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Standing here we are the Alumni Association, as we gather to speak on to remember and check the next. I am reminded of two deaths that are described in the book of Genesis. The last chapter of Genesis talks about the death of Jacob and both men who lived with character thought and conviction to the way. So in their last words, they tell their family members, do not bury me in this, but carry me with you. And I think we should think about the underlying importance of this word. When we think of Dr. Baker's life, Dr. Baker's life, work, and commitment continues to live with us. We carry it with us as an institution, as a students, as people who work, as people who learn. And I think those words is something that we should cherish or remember. There is also this one Zen story of artwork. Very quickly, I will mention that story. I thought it really resonated with Dr. Baker's. So the story is about a hardworking mother who raised her son. She was a laborer. She educated her, and they had a very humble living. Son gained much weight, and he eventually works as an advisor surrounded by opposition. So one day, the poor mother visits the son, and there is, of course, so much curiosity amongst his peers to see the mother. But the mother goes there and sees the son decked up, sees him surrounded by wealth, and to everybody's surprise, she expresses great disappointment. And she comes to him and tells him, "This is not how I, this is not what I raised for." And she goes back very disappointed to her poor dwelling. She continues to work, continues to educate others. I thought that the moral of this story is that we often forget to use the capabilities that have been given us, and we forget to live for the world. Instead, we go in search of wealth and prosperity. And I think Dr. David Baker, somebody who used his life, his discipline, his values for the other, as was mentioned by Daniel Poe. Dr. Baker left his family, he left his country, he came and served in this institution, lived through the life like simplicity, and he, in many ways, through his work, this very life, does what we often forget in. I think that serves a great example. So I think this movement here reminds you to carry forward the memory of Dr. Baker, just as we think about the ending of the book of Genesis, and also to carry forward the way of life adopted by Dr. Baker. And we have truly much to learn. I would like to offer gratitude to for this moment, for this week, and for this. I would like to begin by thanking for leading, facilitating this event. Our sincere gratitude was and his daughters who have come all the way here, present with us, and who is like our family, the very cornerstone in every. We're very, very grateful for being here. Thank you very much. I would like to also thank the companions, the bursar, Ms. Arundhati, refugee who was here with us, took care of Dr. Baker, who was with him every day until the very end, and for being here. I cannot but forget the hard work that has gone into the creation of this web page. The hard and I must say the silent work, the commitment and the silent passion with which this web page was created by us and others. Very, very grateful for that. I must also thank all former students who contributed to this particular web page, through their photographs, their testimonials. So we are very grateful for putting together what we can do as a small gesture in memory of them. Allow me to also thank each and every one of you who have joined us in person as well as virtually, colleagues from the college, well-wishers of college, and The virtual event was, of course, possible by Mr. Rahul. So he's behind the screen and therefore you cannot see him, but very great. Thank you, everyone.